Hey guys, what's up? So today we are going to talk about the new Batman movie directed by Mattreeves. I watched it on the third day because I was a little busy, so sorry about that. Anyway, let's get into the video. By the way, I'll be talking about everything in the movie, so there will be spoilers. So get out of here if you don't want to hear any of them. Others, please stay and watch the movie. So first of all, I want to say congrats to Matt Reeves for creating this movie. It was definitely unique. Not only a unique Batman movie, but a unique superhero movie. I'm pretty sure a superhero movie like this has not been created before. I mean, it's usually filled with CGI and comedy, maybe not Nolan's trilogy, but most of the times that's the case. It was realistic, like if Batman existed in real life, this is how he would look like. Like a real human cannot carry so much equipment with him, right? This Batman only had a grapper, I think, and lens to record stuff, and then maybe a bomb. I think he had a bomb. That's all he had with him. That's one of the things that was so impressive for me in this movie. And the next, the way they showed Gotham City in this movie was so fucking accurate and mind blowing. A city that's filled with criminals and psychopaths will probably look like this. I mean, it was dark and just scary. Just the environment of it was amazing. It looked like a place that's filled with horror and crime. Like even at the beginning scene, like they'll show the criminals, how what criminals do in that place and all. That was just so fucking good, man. Like how it's shown in the Arkham video games. Next is the character of the Batman. Even though everyone knows who Batman is and what's his backstory, this one is not the Batman you know. It was very different from the other movies. He is hurt and he looked like he's tortured and filled with rage. That's exactly the Batman I wanted to see. And he's a person who fought crimes his entire life, and he became an orphan at a very young age. So it makes sense seeing him like that. I mean, what I'm trying to say is this version of Batman looked realistic. Like in real world, if Batman existed, he would look like this. And then Robert's performance as Batman was something special. For the most parts of the movie, he was in the suit as Batman. There were only few scenes as Bruce Wayne. So yeah, expressing emotions is like way harder in this movie. But still, he fucking did it. Like when he's sad or angry, he expressed that really well with his eyes and mouth. That's not easy, by the way. It could easily go wrong. And then other characters like Commissioner Gordon, he's actually Lieutenant Gordon in this movie. He was very good. He had a good amount of screen time and kind of like Batman's sidekick in this movie, and their chemistry was just incredible. They were funny, and like the investigating scenes were interesting with them. And then my favorite scene in the movie was the interrogation scene with Riddler. God, it was amazing. Like I remember the entire theater was silent and focused on the screen. It was great, and Paul Dano was amazing as Riddler. The minute Riddler came in, I mean the funeral scene, the movie got very interesting. And then they showed Batman's emotional side in this movie, like how he suffers from stress and him dealing with all the trauma, again, which was a very great addition to this character. All the movies, they show Batman as some cool superhero, but in this movie, they talked about who he really is and then how he feels about being a vigilante and also the chemistry between him and Catwoman was just incredible, dude. Their portion didn't feel forced at all. Next, the cinematography and lighting. This needs a special recognition for this movie. I mean, it was just great. Like some shots were just lovely. That fight scene in the lift was just mind blowing. Visually, this movie was a treat. Especially the usage of red light was something else, man. Like the making of the film is just incredible. There's literally no flaws. I can definitely say that. And then music was incredible. The Batman theme was just awesome as fuck, man. And then the Something in the Way song really worked in the movie. And another thing I loved about this movie is the monologue at the end and the beginning of this movie. Especially in the intro when he finished the monologue and then he walks in between Gotham City. I got chills, dude. It was awesome. This will be one of the best and most subtle intros of all time. It is also directed really well, like the pacing of the movie was really good, and whatever happens next didn't feel unnecessary. I love the ending of this movie, especially the last shot when they have to go in their separate ways. It felt satisfying, like it was a great ending, man. Although I had problems with this movie, it felt very draggy. Just the investigation scenes were, I don't know, just not that interesting. On top of that, it didn't have to be 3 hours long. It felt unnecessary. Like the story is very simple, so dragging it with unnecessary storylines bored me a little bit. And then the detective type style was just I don't know. Like I know a lot of people like those, but For me, the investigating scenes were pretty boring and predictable. Like, I exactly knew what was going to happen. Like, the villain gives a riddle and then Batman solves it and Batman goes after the Riddler. I predicted everything, man. Like, I knew this was going to happen. It felt pretty old. It got interesting after the funeral scene, and then Catwoman's scene also was unnecessary. Like, her storyline, finding the friend and all, it was forced. I don't know why. It was something not related to the story at all. But the emotional scenes between her and Batman was amazing. Like, if that wasn't included, then Catwoman's character would have been a waste. Also, Falcon being the villain was also not a surprising reveal for me at all. Like, Falcon also has wings. Like, I don't know, man. That was so easy. Usually, in a mystery, if it's predictable, then it really didn't excite you. That was the problem for me in this movie. Other than that, the movie was pretty good for me. Other than that, the movie was pretty good for me. I liked it. It's not the best on. It's not anywhere near Dark Knight, but good. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. So they teased a lot for another movie. Like, the Joker is in it. Penguin story was unfinished. Even Riddler story was unfinished. So yeah, and then Joker is in jail. So it looks like Batman and Joker has a history before the events of the Batman. Plus, Matt Reeves also said there will be a Penguin spin-off and then a Arkham Asylum TV show. So they might show Riddler in that TV show. Then I have no idea what they will be showing in the sequel. So yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. Subscribe and I'll see you on another video. Take care. Bye.